So hello guys, once again to online class for excellence. I, Victor Sengupta, will go through the chemistry section of class 10 organic chemistry today. But before going into the main section of today's class, I will just discuss the answers of the physics solutions, the problems that I've given in the last video. You can check the detailing in the previous video. So number one, the question was the mass. If the mass is 50 gram and the velocity is like 10 meter per second, so what will be the initial kinetic energy? So you can calculate by using this formula, half mv square, where you know, and the new ke if mass is doubled. So if the mass is being doubled, so what will be the new ke? So if mass is being doubled means like if you apply the formula like half mv square, so the mass is 50 gram and the mass is now being doubled. So you can again use the same formula like half into mv square. Same goes for velocity doubled. So velocity over here is doubled. So you have to apply the same formula. So I have written over here that the kinetic energy directly proportional to mass and directly proportional to the square root, to the square of velocity. And if both m and v are doubled, so you have to double the both m and v. So the answers will be first will be 2.5 joule, next will be 5 joule, then the third one will be 10 joule, and last one will be 20 joule. Okay. So now the second question, with the potential energy, so mass of 24 kg raised to a height is like 7200 joule. So what is the height? You can apply the same formula main formula, P equal to mgh. So m is over here, 24 kgs, and you have to change this to you can change the unit as well, or you can keep it in SI or CGS accordingly. So mass, gravitation, G 9.8 meter per second square, and H we have to find out over here. And number of stories in building, if each story is is 3, so if you get the total height, you can divide it and find the second. So I will tell you the answer. So the first answer will be 30 meter, and the second part answer will be 10 meter. So number 3 now, you can say a boy weighing 40 kg force climbs 30 steps in 20 centimeter in height. So each is basically 20 centimeter in height. So we have to find out girl weighing and all, compare the work done and the power developed. So basically we will use the formula over here, that is the work done. So work done is nothing but the energy gained or the energy lost. So over here the work done will be equal to nothing else but the energy gained. The boy and the girl are both moving upwards, so mgh is the same formula, potential energy. So work done, compare means you have to find the ratio of both these two, compare. So work done will be W1 by W2, W1 of boy and W2 of the girl, and power developed is the same thing, you have to just divide it by T. So time is given over here 4, and over here 3. So basically power is nothing but W by T, So the answer will be, the first answer will be 4:3, and the next will be 1, 1:1. So there is 1. So now object thrown with Ke 20 joule from ground, so height, mass of the object. So I can tell you if you want to find the mass of the object, so if Ke is 20 joule, Ke is nothing but when I've told you the transformation of energy, object thrown from the ground, so it is being thrown from the ground, and when it is attaining this height, it is gaining the potential energy. So transformation is happening. Initial kinetic energy is equal to final potential energy. So mass of the object, so mgh is equal to nothing but 20 joule. I will come to the fifth one, mass dropped from height. So find the PE. So you can say mgh, same formula to find, because it is at the initial position. Ke at ground, at below. So PE initially and Ke at low point, at the ground, are same, hitting the ground. So Ke is equal to half mv square. From here, if you know the mass, you can find the velocity. Okay. Number 6, mass is over here, and point A, a body is moving from point A, that is this to this. So what is the work done? So you can over here use the formula W equal to Fs. So you need to there is a main part of this part, like you can just see like over here, S is like nothing like 800, so 1200, 600 meter it is moving, and like the mass is 2 kg, so work done, it is gaining height. So work is equal to, here force is nothing but mg, F equal to mg over here, as force equal to mass into acceleration. This is the weight into the distance it is covering. So like next I will come back with the theory of chemistry, and you can copy it down, you can pause and like go through once, and I'll come back with the chemistry shortly. So guys, organic chemistry. So this is one of the most important chapter that you will need in class 11, 12 also if you take chemistry as your subject. So first I will go with like what is organic chemistry. I will not write the bookish like definition, I will tell you the definition. The branch of chemistry that includes all the structures, composition, properties and synthesis of carbon compounds is called organic chemistry. So like it is related to one thing, that is carbon. So the chemistry that is being involved in like synthesis, transformation, composition, properties of any compound that is being comprised of carbon is organic chemistry. For example, like if you like see, if I write one equation, NH4 NCO, it is nothing but ammonium cyanide. If you hit it, it will transform to U here. So NH2 CO NH2. Okay, so like same thing, same composition is there. So it's being transformed from one form to another. So like this, how it's happening, why it's happening. So this is called organic chemistry. So what are the sources of organic compounds? You can like note it down. Number one, coal. You know, like distillation of coal can give you organic compounds. Petroleum, animals, plants, synthetic methods like in lab and all. So these are the sources of organic compounds. So what are the characteristics of organic compounds? Physical states, they may exist in any state like gas, liquid and solid. Melting and boiling point, they are like they are more or less stable. So they are more or less like stable and they are held by covalent bonds. So like mainly if you apply heat, as I've shown you the example, it may break. Otherwise, like more or less, I will come to those equations. And solubility, electrical conductivity. So more or less, like electric conductivity, they don't conduct electricity because they don't have any ions, absence of ions. Like solubility, so generally they are non-polar in nature. So like they are not insoluble in water more or less. And now I will come back to the representation. So if I tell you like methane, so methane is nothing but CH4. So C, carbon. So carbon has 4 hands. So 4 hands means if you gone through the periodic chapter of carbon, so carbon has extra 4 hands. So CH4, like you can add H in both the sides. So this is nothing but methane. So methane is one organic compound. So same as ethane. Ethane is nothing but C2H6. You can draw it yourself like this only. So C2 matlab ऐसे करके like 4 हाथ draw करके you can like complete the formula. And ethene is basically C2H4. So C2 means the carbon is, this is nothing but ethene. So C2 is like the double bond. So like one hand is already gone, so two hand is remaining, 2 hand already gone for sharing. So these are the ethene. So here is the representation of organic compounds, and you can draw it like as this when they ask you for structure, or otherwise you can draw it like this also for representation of organic compounds. So next I will come to the main part, like what are the bondings and what is the main part. So if I say you like this is the structure and all, so mainly you can say like they are held by covalent bonds. Covalent bonds, van der Waals force. So mainly they are bounded by covalent bonds. Unique nature of carbon, as you know, like they can form a straight line, they can form a branch line. Straight line means like carbon can go like this. Carbon can form a branch. So branch means like another C comes over here. So like this can happen, or like they can draw close chain as well. Chain means like this, like C, again one C. So a close chain is being formed over here, and this is the unique nature of carbon, as you can see. Now, what are the hydrocarbons and all? So ethane, propane, butane. So as I told you, these are the saturated carbons. So you can, like, once again I will tell you the definition of saturated carbons, in which all carbon to carbon bonds are like basically single bonds are called saturated. So single bond means this single bond. These are saturated. What are unsaturated? This is unsaturated. Carbon to carbon double bond. And here carbon to carbon single bond. So these are saturated hydrocarbons, and these are unsaturated hydrocarbons. So now I will come back to main some factors. So you can like alkenes, alkynes. So alkene. So I told you ethene. So alkene is the prefix, and ine is the another prefix. So in the case it is double bond between C to C, and ine is like C triple bond to C. So one hand is remaining just only for the C. So now if I can say like for the chain case, like it is called aliphatic or alicyclic hydrocarbons. Aliphatic or alicyclic means the chain part. These chain parts, like for example cyclobutane. So cyclobutane, I will write it over here. H2C, CH2. Now again H2C, again CH2. So this is a branch thing kind of thing. This is called cyclobutane. So these are all aliphatic compounds or alicyclic compounds. Aromatic compounds are the benzene, toluene, like you can smell those facts. So they are again forming a closed chain. You can draw it the representation like this. I will tell you in the later part. And more or less there are some functional groups. So like when carbon is there, you have to got some functional groups. So what are functional groups? I will tell you the definition, then I will like come back with the functional groups. What are functional groups? The functional group is an atom or a group of atoms attached to the carbon chain of the molecule that mainly determines the chemical property. So basically any other compound or any other thing is attached to the carbon compound of any other hydrocarbons. So, and for that attachment, the chemical properties of that organic compound changes. So, I will come back with the functional group. The various functional groups are there. Write the functional group, and I will discuss the homologous series. So, stay tuned. So, guys, here is the functional group. So, what is a functional group? A functional group is like a group of atoms that is bound to the main chemical structure over here, the carbon atom, which determines the chemical properties of the substances. So these are the functional groups that we need to remember in order to verify, in order to identify the chemical compounds. For example, I will just tell you the definition once. A functional group is an atom or a group of like atoms attached to the carbon chain of the molecule, which determines the chemical property of the compound. So the chemical property means how it reacts with the component, how it reacts with oxygen, how it reacts with any solvent. So first preliminary, I will go with the functional group. Mainly there are like 7 functional groups that I need to tell you guys. Number 1, halogen, like halo. So X is like X can be Cl or Br. So they are halides. So Cl mean chlorides, Br mean bromides. Alcoholic. So the group is like OH. So OH means alcohols. So alcohol means the carbon atom is holding a group of atoms, that is OH, hydroxyl group. If water is break into two atoms, so you know guys, like H plus OH minus ion. So this OH basically is forming the alcohol part. Aldehydic is CHO. This group is called aldehyde. Ketonic is C1O over here, like you can like avoid this one. So CO group is over here. So CO is ketone group. Divalent oxygen, that is comprised of oxygen only, that is attached to carbon, that is ether. Carboxylic is COOH, you can say COOH. So COOH is acid, like you can say HCOOH, like formic acid that you can find in ant, like ant sting. So formic acid. And amino is NH2. They can be mainly found in protein. You can note it down for your chemistry as well, like NH2 protein. So amines. So these are the functional group that you can remember. Like if the functional group is OH or CHO, CO, O, COOH, NH2. So these are all the functional group that you are having in your exam. So you can note it down. And what is homologous series? Another thing is over here right now. So what is homologous series? I will again tell you the definition. So basically, what is homologous series? Homologous series is a family or class of structurally similar compounds. So they are more or less structurally similar and organic compounds containing the same functional group in which two successive members differ by CH2. So basically what they are saying, like if homologous series is something like that, so they are containing the similar group of functional group that is attached to the carbon atom. So over here, like methane is CH4, ethane is CH3, CH3, butane is CH3, CH2, CH3. So more or less they are more or less attached to the same kind of functional group. They are more or less the hydrocarbon compound. So over here I can tell you a simple thing, like if you can see like the homologous series, what you can find through a series, like it is a series where the carbon compounds is containing the similar kind of functional group. So over here, so methane, it can contain the like it is containing CH4. So carbon has 3 chains, like 4 chains, you know, over here. So CH4. Ethane has different compound. So ethane will form ethanol. Butane will form butanoic acid, and like alcoholic base compound. So it can form ethanol. Methanol it can form. So over here I will discuss the functional group attached to these structures. So homologous group is something like that determines the main structural formula that is having the same functional group. And the main thing is like I can go with the nomenclature, but previously I have told you guys like you have to go through the homologous compounds or the main structures. I've written the main thing, so you can go with the main formulas over here, like if alcoholic, aldehydic, ketonic and all these compounds have one C, matlab one carbon compound, one hydrocarbon compound. You can compare with those guys and write it in your comment section. For example, like if I go with the for example alcohol, so like if I tell methanol, so methanol is like alcoholic is OH, so OH will be there. Alright, so OH will be there, OH is there. So CH3, so C is having 4 hands, so H, so CH3OH, so it is called methanol. Methanol, alcoholic, the first structure, so methanol. So you can form the alcohol or the aldehyde or the ketones and every other like possible functional structures that are written over here. You can write in the comment section. If it is wrong, I will correct it. If it is correct, I will also encourage you guys to write ethers and all other prefix. And I will come back with you guys with the IUPAC nomenclature. So nomenclature in the sense like 2-methyl butanol, 2-ethyl butanol, and all the structures and all. You know these theories, mainly class 10. And class 8 and 9 guys, I will tell you the IUPAC following. So what can be done with the IUPAC structures, and mainly there are you can follow one thing. Like in the meantime, you can remember these structures and homologous series and like the functional series. And mainly, if you can go through the any textbooks, like you can remember. You can memorize like methanol, ethanol, or like methanal, ethanal. So these are all the aldehydes parts which are contained in the CHO compounds. And you can like also memorize the acetone. Acetone, one means CHO group. CO group is over here. So you can memorize these things. Next class I'm going to come with the IUPAC nomenclature. IUPAC. How you can memorize the nomenclature, how you can memorize a compound by seeing its structure, and how to prepare like the methane, ethane, and mainly those compounds which are you having in your class 10 or class 9 syllabus. So till next time, I will come back with in the next class. I will come back with the main production unit of methane, ethane, and all, and the IUPAC name. And I will start with biology class of class 10 of mostly if you it's through my experience only, like you guys feel somewhat difficult in reproductive section of biology. So I will come back with the reproductive section with the most important parts that you need to memorize, or the most important diagrams that you need to memorize for exams. So till then you can note it down. In the next class, I will come back with the IUPAC nomenclature, naming of the compounds, and some methods of producing the basic homologous series like ethane, methane, and all. And I will go through some theory part of hormones as well as the reproductive system of humans of class 10 or 9 syllabus. I will go through that part. So till then, enjoy reading, enjoy the video. Do share, subscribe the channel, and tell your friends to go through the videos because your exam is near. You need to prepare like as much as you can. Till the end, go through the part, pause the video as much as you can if you like to note it down. Till then, bye, see you guys.